Okay, I want you to imagine something. You just lost your job today. Your car broke down on the way home. And when you finally got inside, your phone fell in the toilet. Most people would say this is the worst day of my life. Everything is going wrong. Nothing will ever get better. But if you told a Korean grandmother about your day, she would just nod slowly, put her hand on your shoulder, and say 4 words. 새옹지마, Saewong-ji-ma. And somehow those 4 little words would make everything feel a little less terrible. How? Why? What do they even mean? That is exactly what we are going to find out today. Welcome to K-Wisdom, where every episode, we take one Korean 4-character idiom and unpack the ancient wisdom hiding inside it. Today's 새옹지마. Let's go. 새옹지마 is what Koreans call a saejiswonjio, a 4-character idiom where each character carries a piece of an ancient idea. Think of it like a really powerful text message but 2,000 years old. 새옹지마 has 4 characters. Let's look at them one by one. The first one is Sae, and it sounds like, say. Okay, I have to stop here for 1 second. In Korean, say, on its own means bird. Like a sparrow, or a pigeon, or a crow, just a regular everyday bird. So when Korean kids hear 새옹지마 for the first time, they often think, wait, is there a bird in this story? Did a little bird cause all of this? No, there is no bird, I promise. Not a single feather. This Sae is a completely different word. It means border, the edge of a country, where civilization ends and the wild unknown begins. No birds, just a cold, windy border and a very wise old man. The second character is Wong. This means old man, like a grandfather, someone who has seen enough of life to stop panicking about things. The third character is Ji. This just means, of, or, belonging to. And the fourth character is Ma, horse. Put it all together, Saewong-ji-ma, the old man at the border's horse. That's it, an old man, his horse, and the edge of the world. No birds. So what does 새옹지마 actually mean? Here is the big idea behind 새옹지마. The good things and bad things that happen in life are impossible to predict. What seems like bad luck today might actually turn into good luck tomorrow. And what feels like amazing luck right now might lead to something painful later. So the lesson is this: when something bad happens, don't give up. And when something good happens, don't get too comfortable. Because life keeps moving, and you never know what comes next. In English, people say, every cloud has a silver lining, or blessing in disguise. But 새옹지마 is bigger than that. It's saying that life is so unpredictable that we should never judge any situation too quickly because the story is never finished yet. This idea comes from an ancient Chinese book called Huainanzi, written more than 2,000 years ago. And inside that book is a story. A simple story. About an old man, his horse, and something that nobody understood until it was all over. Let's go back 2,000 years. Imagine a small town on the northern border of ancient China. It's a tough place to live. Cold winds, rough land, soldiers watching the hills, enemies hiding just on the other side. In this town, there is an old man. He's not rich or famous. But he's smart in a way that's hard to explain, the kind of smart that only comes from living a long life and paying attention. He has one thing he really loves. A horse. Back then, a horse wasn't just an animal. A horse was like your car, your job, and your bank account all in one. Losing a horse was a really big deal. And one morning the horse was gone. It ran away in the night, crossed the border, and disappeared. The neighbors rushed over. Old man, your horse is gone. That's terrible. We're so sorry. They patted his back. They shook their heads. They brought food over because that's what people do when something bad happens, right? The old man looked at them calmly and said, how do you know this is bad luck? The neighbors looked at each other. Because your horse ran away? Yes, said the old man. But I don't know yet what that means. The neighbors went home confused. They talked about him at dinner. They all agreed the poor man was not dealing with this well. Here's the first thing 새옹지마 is teaching us. Don't decide how a story ends while you're still in the middle of it. We all do this. Something goes wrong and immediately we think this is the worst thing ever. My life is over. Everything is ruined. But the old man didn't do that. He just waited. Because he knew that the meaning of something isn't always clear right away. A few months later, something happened. The old man heard a sound outside his door in the morning. He went out and there was his horse. Standing right there. And standing next to it? A beautiful wild horse from beyond the border. Strong, healthy, worth a lot of money. His horse had come back. And it had brought a friend. The neighbors came running again. Old man, your horse is back. And it brought another horse. You're so lucky. Congratulations. They cheered. They clapped. They brought food again because that's also what people do when something good happens. The old man looked at the two horses for a moment and said, "How do you know this is good luck?" The neighbors stopped clapping. One of them tried very hard to stay patient. "You had one horse. Now you have two horses. One of them is beautiful and strong. This is good. This is clearly good." "Maybe," said the old man. "But I still don't know what this means." The neighbors walked home. This time nobody talked at dinner. They just sat there quietly, eating, staring at the wall. Here's the second lesson from Saewong-ji-ma. Don't celebrate too fast. When something good happens, we want to relax and say finally, things are going my way. But the old man knew that good news isn't the end of the story either. Life keeps going. Things keep changing. A few weeks later, the old man's son decided to ride the new horse. Bad idea. The horse was wild and had never been ridden before. It threw the son off hard. When the son hit the ground, his leg broke badly. The kind of break that never fully heals. He would walk with a limp for the rest of his life. The neighbors came back. This time they didn't say much. They just looked at the old man with a face that said okay. Surely this time, this is definitely bad luck. Right? The old man sat next to his son, held his hand, and quietly said, "I still don't know what this means." One neighbor finally said what everyone was thinking. "Old man, your son will limp forever. How is that not bad luck?" The old man looked at him gently and said, "Because the story isn't over yet." Then war came. A big war. The enemy invaded. The emperor's soldiers went from village to village and took every young man who was healthy enough to fight. Sons, brothers, husbands, all taken away overnight. The fighting was terrible. For every 10 young men who went to war, 9 never came back. The village was full of sadness. Empty houses, mothers who couldn't sleep, fathers who sat quietly and stared at nothing. But the old man's son, the one with the broken leg, the one who couldn't walk properly, was sent home at the gate. Too injured to fight, so he stayed home, and he lived. When the war was over, the village was very quiet. And one by one, people looked over at the old man's house, where a father and his son were sitting together in the morning sun. Alive. Nobody said anything, because there was nothing left to say. Now everyone understood. The horse running away was not bad luck, it brought back a better horse. The new horse was not just good luck, it broke the son's leg. The broken leg was not bad luck, it saved his life. Every single thing, good and bad, was just one part of a much longer story. And nobody could see the full picture while they were still inside it. That is Saewong-ji-ma, the old man at the border's horse. Good luck and bad luck in life are impossible to predict. Bad things can turn into good things. Good things can turn into bad things. So when something hard happens, don't give up. And when something great happens, stay humble. Do your best right now, in this moment, with what you have. Because the ending of your story hasn't been written yet. In Korea, people say in Sangsa Saewong-ji-ma, the things that happen in a human life are like the old man's horse. It's not saying, don't worry, everything will be fine. It's saying something more honest, you don't know yet. And that is enough to keep going. So here is your question for today. Is there something in your life that felt like terrible luck at the time but turned out to lead somewhere good? Tell us in the comments. Because Saewong-ji-ma moments happen to everyone, all over the world. Thank you for watching K-Wisdom. If this helped you see things differently today, please like and subscribe. There are many more 4 characters waiting for you. See you next time on K-Wisdom.